disclosure before I get started in talking about all of this, it's educational, right? None of these are recommendations. I don't know your specific situation. We're just trying to provide good quality education as such. Taking the right amount of risk really depends upon your time frame. You know, if you're in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s, and this is really who tonight's call is focused on, it's wise to be aggressive because you have such a long time frame. So with that, you have to expect that markets are going to go up and markets are also going to come down, right? You can make money, right? That's the reward, but you can also lose money. Your mindset has to be, hey, when the markets go down, that's a good thing, right? Let's buy more shares. Let's acquire more. Things are on sale, as opposed to, hey, my initial, $500 investment went down to $250. Let's sell it all. This isn't for me, right? You have to think about long term. Credit, believe it or not, affects you in more ways than just trying to borrow money, which obviously if you're going to go buy a house or go do something where you want a bank to lend you money, they're going to look at your credit report. But also affects you if you apply for auto insurance, renting an apartment. There's not many things that you can do where your credit may not affect you either positively or negatively. So what are some best practices? Obviously, if I'm a bank, I want to see that people are paying their bills on time, okay? Even early is always a good practice, right? Because you never know, if a payment doesn't go through or whatnot, and you need some extra time. Having too many accounts open can also bring down your credit score. And then having balances too close to the limit. If you open a credit card and it's got a $5,000 limit and you have a balance of $4,999, that's going to bring your credit down. Right now, if you have a $5,000 limit and you have a $100 balance and you might pay that off every month, that's actually going to be a good thing. Talking with our clients here at WDS, we think that this is such a valuable tool. Roth IRAs. For those that don't know, Roth IRAs are after-tax dollars, meaning you've already paid Uncle Sam in the state of Wisconsin, and you're investing those dollars in a deferred account, meaning you're not paying any taxes along the way. And then when you're in retirement, when you get to that certain age where you need to pull money out, all of those dollars come out tax free. So putting money into a Roth, how do we do that? Well, you have to have earned income, then you can make a contribution. Now, contribution limits for this year are $7,000 for 2024. If you're over 50, you can contribute an additional $1,000. We love doing that as soon as possible, right? The younger, the better, right? Because you're going to get that compounding interest. Now, some employers do a match, like they may match up to 3%, 4%, whatever the number may be. Every little bit counts. So $100 here, $100 there. Long term, again, 40 years from now, 50 years from now, you'll be surprised at how fast that can grow. Fundamental question here is, should I rent or should I buy? What we've seen in with this generation, if you're not in a place where you're going to be for a while, right? If you're not sure about your job, or you're thinking, hey, I might want to move to Florida or Arizona or somewhere that doesn't have single-digit weather and snow, buying a house is probably not a good idea. Now, the other part of this is also being able to afford buying the house. Now, buying a house these days, it's different than it was pre-2008. The best practice is trying to get a good chunk of change down. What most people miss, next generation investors, is, they have the down payment, they might have some money for furniture and maybe move in, but that's it. And then you move into the house and all of a sudden your water heater goes. Building up enough cash reserves to have some money for that is important. So it's okay to rent for a while, right? We understand home prices are going up, but in my opinion is, I'd rather have you saving up and renting and being a good steward of a house and not putting yourself in a bad predicament down the road by buying too early. For addressing our last topic, I think it's a great visual. When you start a family and you have kids, if you hit turbulence, you'll have a mask that drops down on the airplane, and you're instructed to put your mask on first, right? So if the cabin pressure is lost, You're breathing oxygen, you're taken care of first, and then you help your kids. That's the same way I would think about saving for your kids' college versus saving for your own retirement. You have to figure out, based on your income and what you're going to need, that you're taken care of first, right? If you're 50 years old and you haven't saved anything for retirement, I will be blunt. You may not be able to help your kids out. Priority should be, catching up for your lost time and saving for you. Now, if you start early, right, you're in your 20s and 30s, and then you start a family and you're on a good projection, that's where you get to a point where, okay, I'm taken care of. I have my mask. Now let's talk about the kids. Okay.